Hey guys, hey, I just want to go about 10 minutes live. It's the last day of November. Got some good news for me about the numbers. I'm pretty excited. Thought maybe you might want to celebrate with me. We got to 6,000 subscribers the other day. Now, I ain't no PewDiePie, so 6,000 doesn't sound like a lot, right? But for us, it's a lot. You know, if I'd sold it one house for each one of those 6,000 subscribers, that would have been interesting, but that's not our business model. And by the way, I put it in the chat, my YouTube address. I have a custom URL, which is youtube.com/Roger Holloway. So we got a few people on. If you'd be kind enough to put in the chat who you are and where you're from, that would be wonderful. Would love to know that. We're just going to be about 10 minutes here. I want to talk about the numbers. What numbers? Well, a lot of people expect real estate agents to be talking about the housing numbers, the price numbers, the listing numbers and all that. But today, something started bothering me a little bit about the numbers that I wanted to just address in a short little live. And if you're watching this via the restream, then hey, it's all good. So what numbers am I talking about? Well, I typed in Charlotte, NC Realtors and into the YouTube search bar, and I got a response from YouTube to say, hey, how about this search, Charlotte, NC homes for sale? So I did that, and you're welcome to follow along, but there are a number of new YouTubers. You know, when I started this not quite 8 years ago, there was one guy that was on, and I reached out to him. He never reached back out. I ran into him one day at the store, kind enough, but I called him a couple times to say, hey, let's get together. And that didn't happen. So I guess he doesn't want to be my friend. That's okay. I got plenty of great friends. But there's a little, I know who's out there. I ran into another one who was doing it, and she's from New York. I ran into her on the street also, and she acted like she didn't know who I was. I found that a little hard to believe, but maybe she's just not really paying attention. She's not really at it as hard as she once was. But I'm seeing some new people on here. And occasionally I'll reach out to them and say, hey, just nice chatting with you. How's business, etc. So here's a young lady. I'm not going to call any names. And by the way, there's one couple that I like real well, and their subscriber base is pretty close to mine. But why am I paying so much attention to the numbers? I like winning. I like having the most subscribers, for instance. And I'm going to ask you to help me with that by helping me get from 6,000 to 7,000 in December. If you could do that by asking maybe your parents or your adult children or someone to subscribe, I would appreciate that, especially if you like Jack the Real Estate Dog. And by the way, when I run into you, this is what you're going to get, right? So anyway, that's what that's about. So let me just kind of run down here. Here's a young lady. She hadn't been at it that long, and she's a video that's 2 months old, and she's got 5,000 views. That's pretty believable. And she does a nice job on her production. There's one couple that I started to tell you I like real well, and occasionally we get on the phone with her, and they're doing great. So here's another one. This is the same person. This is a video from 6 months ago, 16,000 views. That's a good view count. If she got 5,000 in 2 months, I guess it's believable that in 6 months on another video, she'd get 16. Now here's a builder that got 38,000 views from 10 months ago. Now they might be really leveraging their social media. It's a nice builder. They haven't been particularly friendly to me, so I don't go up and shoot their houses. Tried one time, but it's not a big deal. I've got other fish to fry. Here's one of the ones I was speaking about earlier. 2 years ago, 5,000 views on a video. Now that's real believable to me. Here's one 2 years ago, 12,000. That's believable to me. They have good production value, good thumbnails, nice people. Now here's a new guy that is pretty new, and I've got a video 4 months old that's got 2.4, so about 2,400 views. That's believable. Nice guy. Here's another one from him, 2.7 views 9 months ago. That's believable. I'm looking for the ones that aren't believable. So let me keep going here. Now, here's a guy right here. A month ago, he's got just 155 views. That's totally believable. It's harder than it looks, guys, to get traction with views unless you're cheating. Now, I haven't accused anybody of cheating yet, but when I got started, there was a young man. I don't see him doing very much now. And I leaned into him. I ran into him at a Realtor event, and he made some kind of comment like, well, I've got a lot of views, but, there are people you can pay that will boost your views for you to make it look like your numbers are bigger. Now, if you could do that on Facebook, maybe you can. I hate Facebook. Or Instagram, maybe you can. I don't mess around with that. I'm off of Twitter these days. I'm a Facebook guy. I'm a YouTube guy, not a Facebook guy. And when he told me that, I said, well, let me look into that. That was like, 7.5 years ago. I looked into it, and after I did it for a while, I just kind of felt dirty. Like I'm buying views to impress you. That's not the way to do it. Let me do it organically. Let me roll up my sleeves, so to speak, and let me do it that way. And I went back and erased those videos, deleted them, because I felt a little dirty by doing that. And that was that guy's advice to me. I'm doing it every day, and I don't see him doing it much, but he's a nice guy. So here's somebody. This looks like a new one. I don't know these people, but 8 months ago, 5,000 views, maybe. That's probably believable. And let's go down. I'm looking for one that kind of pushed me over the edge the other day that made me want to do this one, because it just was like, no, that's not believable. So here's what I'm saying. Number one, I've got 6,000 subscribers. I know it's because of Jack. You're loving me now, aren't you? And I appreciate that. And again, I can't wait to put one of these into your hands. But I'd love to sell you a house. Love my team to sell you a house. I'm doing business a little bit differently these days. And by the way, I'm scrolling down because I am. Now, here's one that's not believable. I don't know who this guy is. I've never seen him before, but a video from 10 months ago and 727,000 views. I don't know. That doesn't seem real believable to me. I mean, to put it in perspective, my highest view count is about 93,000 on a video. I don't know how that got there. It's a lot of overseas, I think. It's a little crazy, but I'm not going to doctor it. Yeah, here's the one I was thinking about. Here's a guy from 8 months ago, 168,000 views. I don't know, man. I don't think so. So however you want to do it to get there, it's fine. Here's another guy a month ago, 700 views. Good for him. Here's another guy 3 weeks ago, 858 views. He's doing something right. Good for him. I'm happy for him. He's got a good on-screen presence and so on. So all I'm going to tell you is don't always base the number, don't always base whether you like somebody or not based on their number of views, because the numbers, I don't know. Hey, Alonzo, I was thinking about you guys this morning. I ran across your name. Looking good in the neighborhood, my friend. Appreciate it. And so that was just my thing. Don't always believe the numbers. And at the same time, help me with my numbers, because I really am trying to do it honestly. In almost every video, we say, hey, subscribe, like, share. We want you to subscribe if you're new. That does help our count, but I want to do it with integrity. And hopefully you appreciate that about somebody that's going to guide you in the most expensive financial decision of your lifetime, buying a house. And again, just so if you don't know, I'm doing business a little differently. I'm doing videos, posting every day. You may have noticed that. This started a few months ago, and I'm actually referring each one of you that call me. First of all, it's nice when I hear, wow, you sound like you do on the videos. Hey, it's me. When I was on the radio for 10 years and you'd run into somebody in the street. And by the way, when I was on the radio, when I was mostly in my 20s, started when I was 18, stopped when I was 31, had a few years there. I was in a rock and roll band, but 10 years on the same station. And it would be, I made it a point. The radio station was an R&B station. So it was basically a black station. And I was the morning man and the music director for 5 of those years, the music director. And I really intentionally made a point to get out in the street a lot. I wanted to make my presence known. I didn't want anybody to think that, hey, I'm hiding back here as this lone Caucasian guy in the middle of a black radio station, and I didn't want you to know about it. I wanted to know my people. I wanted to know my listeners. I wanted to get out in the street. And you made extra money out in the street as well. But I like doing community things. That was always fun. It was always rewarding when they said, wow, your voice sounds just like it does on the radio. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? So when you call me about real estate and my voice sounds the same, a lot of people say, hey, they're glad to hear me live on the other end. So what am I doing these days? Hanging out with my dog. My wife's retired. We just got done having coffee. Whenever she wakes up, we have it. It was at 10 o'clock this morning. She stayed up late. And I'm enjoying my life. And I'm shooting videos and I'm researching and all that. And I'm answering the phone. And I'm building an amazing team of agents. And if you want to find them, you just go to rogerholloway.com. Scroll all the way down where it says that online magazine. Right above that, it'll say meet my team here. Got a diverse team. Very proud of that. I've got a couple of other folks that aren't even listed on there yet. We're working them into the rotation. But I'm helping build a team that are getting you to the finish line, like Alonzo. Appreciate your business, sir. And it's a process. So guys, I said I was going to go 10 minutes. Don't always believe the numbers, but help me go from 6,000 to to 7,000 in 2020. That would be a blessing to hit that number. So just refer me out, and we appreciate it. And we'll talk to you soon. See you in the next video.